Dear children, today we have to learn in standard 10 subject social science chapter number 8. The name of the chapter is natural resources. Now dear children, you know very well that in the previous lecture we are learning about the uses of resources. In uses of resources, dear children, we have already learned about resources as a food. After we have learned about the resources as a source of raw material. After we have also learned about resources as a energy resources. After also we have learned about the types of resources. In these types of resources, we can classify in three categories on the basis of ownership, on the basis of reliability, and on the basis of distribution center. After dear children, we have already also learned in the previous lecture about the classification of the resources on the two types. One is the renewable, second one is a non-renewable. Renewable, it means anything we can reuse, while non-renewable, it means that anything we can not reuse. Up to this, dear children, we have to learn into the previous lecture. Now continue, dear children. Today we have to learn about the planning and the conservation of the resources. What today we have learned? We have learned about the planning and conservation of resources. Now human needs are to be the unlimited, while the resources are limited. Dear children, what happened that you know very well that the human needs are unlimited, while whatever the resources we have available, these resources are to be the limited. And because of that, we can say that during the last 100 years, use of these resources has increased very much due to the extraordinary development in the science and technology field and due to the population explosion. What happened that dear children, from the last few years, what the usage of the resources is increased. Why? Because advancement of science and technology, and second thing, population explosion is there. Very bad implication will have to be the experience into the future if a serious thought is not given to this matter. So it is duty of all of us to conserve the resources for the future generation. And whatever the resources are there, the resources should be conserved and should be used the rationally. So whatever the dear children, whatever the resources are available, these resources we can use in the conserved way as well as we are using in the rational way. The word conservation is directly related with the scarcity of the resources. So whatever the dear children, we can say that the word conservation is directly related and concerned with the scarcity of the resources. It means the shortage of resources. If the resources are exploited at the current rate, where they are exploited, rebellious and irrational, then it will be the dream to maintain the development at the current lifestyle. And because of that, dear children, we can say that it includes the things like rational use, its conservation as well as the reuses of the resources. We have to think about it. When there is a danger of the existence of the life, of the tree or the human life, the arrangement made for it, it is called as a conservation. What is known as a conservation, dear children? We can say that there is a dangerous for the existence of the life of the tree and the human beings, and we have done the arrangement made for it, it is called as a conservation. Now let we have to understand the planning of the conservation of the resources into the detailed way, dear children. First of all, we have gathered about the availability of the utilized and unutilized and problem resources of any region or country as a unit. What happened that it means, first of all, we all are gathered about, we have to think about the availability and utility and unutilized probable resources, whatever the available into the our nation. Second thing, the resources which are limited to non-renewable, they should be exploited scientifically and should be used only when it is necessary to use them. That what happened that dear children, they are saying that we are using our resources into the minimum way and we get the maximum output for that resources. And what happened that we know very well that some resources have only the limited resources and they are known as a non-renewable resources. Attempts should be made to develop those resources and the quantity of which can be increased. The resources which are cheaper and are easily available should not be the wasted. What they are saying that in children, they are saying that the resources which are cheaper and are easily available should not be the wasted. But instead of that, we can should be used springly for the future use. It means we cannot waste any resources. We have to use the resources into the judiciary way. Those resources which are in limited quantity should be conserved and find the alternative option through the technically development is favorable for the long term to us. Necessarily law should be formed for the conservation of resources and should be the enforced strictly. What they are saying that they are saying that we have to prepare the necessary law and these laws are strictly implemented into the nation. After, citizens should be well acquainted with all the facts as well as the association with the rational uses of resources as a public awareness should be the cultivated. Now next one, dear children, they have given about the information of the soil formation. Which one? Soil formation. Now in this, dear children, they are saying that generally the part of the surface of the where is the vegetation is grow, it is known as a soil. What is known as a soil, dear children? The part of the surface of the earth, with the part of the surface of the earth where is the vegetation is grow, where the vegetation is grow, it is known as a soil. Vegetation means the plant is grow. The soil is the thin layer that are composed of the various elements on the surface of the earth. Mineral, humidity, humus, air is all are mixed up in it. The parental law lies below the soil. Soil is formed due to the material availability through the denudation, biotic remnants, humidity, air get mixed with it. In another word, dear children, we can say that a soil is one kind of the natural mixture of the mineral and the biotic element which have the capacity to grow the develop vegetation. Next one, dear children, they are given about the information of the soil. Which one? What is the soil? Soil, it means the uppermost layer of the crust of the earth. It is called as a soil. What is called as a soil, dear children? They are saying that the uppermost layer of the crust of the earth, it is known as a soil. And we know very well that which contain the mineral like biotic element necessary for the growth and development of the vegetation. Dear children, what happened that whatever the uppermost layer of the crust of the earth, that is known as a soil. In this, dear children, they contain the mineral and the biotic element which are necessary for the growth and development of the vegetation. Although the proportion is not same everywhere, thus we can say that soil is the layer of the surface of the matter formed due to the mixture of scattered material of the parental rock as well as the vegetation. Factors of denudation create very thin layer through the denudation of the rocks. The humus formed due to the disintegration or decay of the vegetation or insect is added to itself. This biotic element play a very important role in the development of the vegetation. The climatical impact and the duration of the soil formation is so important and the widespread that the soil is formed in the different types of rocks in that region over a longer time is to be the same one. So dear children, we can say that the soil form is a one kind of the out of the same parental rock under the different climatical influence at the different level. Soil are classified on the basis of their color, climate, parental load, structure and the humus. Dear children, we remember underlining. What happened that they can say that the soil are to be classified on the basis of their color, climate, parental lobe, structure and the humus. Now next one, dear children, they are given about the information of the types of soil. Which one? Types of soil. Recently, the ICAR, dear children, underlining, this is the most important full form. ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture and Research. What ICAR? Indian Council of Agriculture and Research. ICAR has divided the soil of India into the 8 types. Out of this, the mountain soil or forest soil are found with the different altitude. Altitude, it means the height into the mountain region. Now dear children, they will given the types of the soil name: alluvial soil, red soil, black soil, laterite soil, desert soil, mountain soil, forest soil, marshy or petty soil. But we have to learn in detail one by one. First of all, we have to learn about the alluvial soil. Which one? Alluvial soil. This type of the soil is spread over about the 43% of the total area of India. ये चीज़ be remember careful and underline in your textbook that alluvial soil is spread near about 43% of the total area of the India. This soil is found in the northern plain from the Brahmaputra valley in the east up to the Satluj in the west. And in this delta region of the Mahanadi, where the delta region of the Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and the Kaveri river, the formation of alluvial soil is due to the alluvial deposition by the river. What happened that why the alluvial soil is formed? The alluvial soil is formation is due to the alluvial deposition by the river. And there is the more proportion in the potash, phosphoric acid, limestone in this soil, and there is a less proportion here of the nitrogen in the humus in alluvial soil. If the crop of the pulses is grown in this soil, then the nitrogen content can be stabilized. Crop like wheat, paddy, sugarcane, jute, cotton, maize, oilseeds, etc. can be grown into this soil. Thank you, dear children.